Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well this morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's see.
Have a seat right here in this green chair for me. Have a seat.
Good morning. Who are we going to start with this morning?
Good morning, Judge Morrow. This is going to be the probation revocation. This is position 1, Mr. Henson.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Let's see. Who do we have on for Ms. Harris, Officer Harris?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Mr. Henson, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Who's representing Mr. Henson this morning? Is this Mr.
Good morning, Judge. I think Mr. McClain will be representing him, Judge. We need a few more minutes for him, but Mr. Ford is here with Mr. Watkins, who he's ready to begin with the other probation case, if we could do him first.
Thank you, Mr. Howard.
Come on, go ahead.
Have a seat in this green chair for me, Mr. Watkins. This is position 2, Mr. Watkins, on the probation revocation.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Officer Harris?
Honor, Mr. Watkins was sentenced to probation on May 31st, 2019 to serve 12 months. The only condition he had to complete was a defensive driver course. Mr. Watkins never reported to our office, so that's why a warrant was issued. As of today, he has 7 months remaining on his case. Probation recommendation is to continue on probation and to complete that defensive driver course within 90 days.
Mr. Ford, good morning.
Morning. Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Watkins. He's agreeable. I let him know that he has to complete his defensive driving class within 90 days. He's agreeable to that. He has signed the petition and modification revocation form. His only question was, where does he need to report? And I didn't have an exact address for him at this time. So if that could be sounded out, I will make sure he has that address.
Yes, the address is 132 Mitchell Street. That's Southwest Atlanta.
Okay.
That's Suite 2A. And I'm actually Mr. Watkins' probation officer. I'll give you my phone number as well. It's 678-298-9475.
Thank you. I'll accept probation's recommendation, Mr. Watkins. I will just say to you that it makes no sense for you to be sitting up in jail over a failure to yield right away and a no headlights charge. But I will continue you on probation so that you can get that defensive driving class done. If you do not report and you come back before us, you will be sitting in jail just like you are now over these 2 traffic violation charges. So I think it would behoove you to make sure you get this done as quickly as possible so you can get on with your life, okay?
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Watkins, that's information, okay?
Next, position 3, Mr. Anderson on the state all-purpose.
Well, unfortunately, I don't believe that Mr. McLean has joined us yet.
You gotta do all 4 cases. Yeah.
And I can do
Is this Mr. McLean's case?
Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Let me,
it
you're
is.
gonna have to. move.
All right, so someone needs to give Mr. McLean a call to let him know the court starts at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, Mr. Howard is here to handle the other probation case. If that's.
That's fine with me if we want to do, if that's the case.
Yes, he's here. He's here to
Come on,
do that.
Mr. Henson. This will be position 1, probation revocation, Mr. Henson.
Yes, good morning again, Mr. Henson. You've already indicated to the court that you agree with having your case heard by video this morning. Officer Harris?
Your Honor, Mr. Henson was sentenced to probation on August 26, 2019 to serve to complete 12 months of probation. The only condition Mr. Henson had was complete 6 months of rehab. That court order did not state what kind of rehab that he was to complete. But as of today, he did not report to our office, so that's why a warrant was issued. He has 10 months and 2 days remaining on his case. Probation recommendation is to continue on probation and do that 6 months of rehab.
What type of rehab are we talking? Has anyone clarified that as of yet? No?
Judge, that's right. I think that was part of the issue, that they did not clarify what type of rehab he was supposed to do. But I can tell you that I'm in the process of verifying it, but he has been in custody since June 17th of 2021, continuously until he was brought here. He's been to Carroll County and a couple other places, and he was brought here, I guess, as his final stop. So, Madam Probation, if we can get that information to you, if he's been in custody since about June 17th of 2021 until now, that should close this case out. If we can verify that, would that be your understanding as well?
That should be fine. The warrant was issued back in 2019, so we wouldn't have any record of him being in custody since 2021.
Right. And if I can get that to you, would that be satisfactory?
That's fine.
Okay. So Judge, we anticipate we'll be able to get some information to probation to close this out. I'll work on that, getting that documentation to her during the course of the calendar.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Howard. Good luck to you, Mr. Henson.
Thank you.
Position 18, Mr. Mallory.
That concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day, Officer Harris.
Thank you.
What's the announcement on Mr. Mallory?
He still needs to speak with him, so.
22, Mr. Shanks.
Position 22, Mr. Shanks. Mr. Shanks. Be careful, you okay?
And this is a negotiated plea?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Shanks. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is a state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Let's see. Good morning, Ms. King.
Good morning, Your Honor. The negotiated offer is 12 months to serve 32 days, credit for time served 16 days with the balance suspended, no further contact, and a stay away. That stay away is from 881 Hank Aaron Drive, and no further contact with Sharon Wiggins. Sharon, traditional spelling, last name Wiggins.
Mr. Ford?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have gone over the plea sheet with my client. Are we in agreement to the plea offer and recommendation at this time?
Okay. Mr. Shanks, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 010023Y, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You can represent it by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Shanks. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, you're done, Mr. Shanks.
Okay.
Go ahead and have a seat over there for me.
Good luck to you.
Position 21, Mr. Reese.
This is going to be a non-negotiated plea.
Excuse me, Your Honor, go ahead.
That's the state's understanding.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Reese. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Reese. Thank you. Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor. The offered terms were 12 months to serve 70 days, credit for time served 35 days with the balance probated, an alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, 12 weeks of anger management courses, the random drug and alcohol screenings, no further contact, stay away, and no early termination. The reason this was the state's offer is because the charge before Your Honor includes substances, as well as 10 days after the case before Your Honor, he was arrested again for felony drug, public drunk, and simple battery, 21 CP 202-287. While it's not the same victim or incident location, it's customary on bond conditions to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and just 10 days later, he was intoxicated in public. Not to mention, Your Honor, with the defendant's criminal history, the majority of his 27 cycles are drug convictions, Your Honor, ranging from felony to misdemeanor drug possessions, ranging from cocaine to marijuana as well. The state's position is that, you know, we feel this defendant needs to be rehabbed. We feel there's a substance abuse issue. And until we tackle that, we're not going to get anywhere with not getting any more cycles than the 27 that's here. So for that reason, the state is asking for the random drug and screenings while he's on probation or early termination, and the alcohol drug evaluation.
Are those other charges pending in Fulton County?
That is correct. 21 CP 202-287. The other conviction, the other charges are convictions, Your Honor, some in Fulton County, some other places.
And are the later charges, are they still open?
They are, Your Honor. He's out on bond on those charges.
Thank you. Mr. Ford?
Thank you, Your Honor. We feel that the state's offer is kind of a double dip for this reason. They have already asked for alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, but yet they've already tried to prescribe a treatment for my client. I would ask that that's why it's non-negotiated. We'd ask that the random drug and alcohol screenings be removed at this time due to the fact that that could be something that would be recommended by the alcohol drug evaluation and or treatment. So at that point, Your Honor, we'd ask that you remove the random drug and alcohol screening. Also, at this time, we didn't see where there was any significant violence in this particular case. So we feel that the 12 weeks of anger management is excessive. And so at this point, Your Honor, we've asked that to either be removed or reduced to 4 hours. And so at this point, my client is willing to plead to the 12 months to serve 70 credit for his time served at 35 days for 70 days served. But we ask that the ADET stay with this particular recommendation, but we're asking that the anger management be removed or at minimum 4 hours, or at least in the maximum 4 hours, and that the random drug and alcohol screening be removed, and let that be determined by the alcohol drug evaluation and treatment.
What were the, what was the criminal trespass, Ms. King?
This occurred, my apologies for not giving you the facts, Your Honor. This occurred on August 6th of 2021. The victim in this case, Nathan Peterson, said his intoxicated roommate, who was the defendant, yelled out verbal threats, threw a chair at him, and damaged kitchen furniture and appliances. And when the officer got there, he was able to observe the damages, and they were able to take him into custody. That's when they found the marijuana on him, which is also one of the charges. And as I said before, the case that happened 10 days later, there was another violent altercation where he was charged with simple battery as well as public drunk. So it seems the alcohol and the violence are tied in together. Also, Your Honor, there's a simple battery conviction from 2016, not that long ago, along with the other felony drug charges and convictions. So the state contends that, there's a substance abuse issue that's leading to the violence, and we should tackle that and be aggressive with it, Your Honor.
No further contact and a stay away.
Yes, with Nathan Peterson, both traditional spelling, and the stay away is from 1988 Virginia Avenue.
You're gonna need to go back there, Mr. Ford.
No, there's no need. I just asked my client, he does not live there, but at the time of this incident, at the criminal trespass, he was staying at the particular incident location, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm in agreement on part of this, Mr. Ford. If the alcohol drug evaluation, once he has that, if he needs any additional treatment, they will prescribe that treatment, and he will get that treatment as a part of the sentence. As such, I'm not going to require him to do the random screens. I will require him, instead of doing 12 weeks, to do 4 weeks of anger management. Is that agreeable with the client?
Is that agreeable with you? Yes, sir. Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. If nothing further, Mr. Reese, it's my understanding that in case 21.
Your Honor, I just have one more thing that I would ask that my client's probation fees be waived at this time. And then when he does complete the additions, that his probation be terminated.
I'm not going to terminate his probation because he's going to have the alcohol drug evaluation. He's got some issues. I will waive the fees for him, but he's going to be on probation for the entire 12 months to be monitored.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Reese, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 004152A, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I understand.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea, Mr. Reese. The sentence will be 12 months to serve 70 days, credit for time served 35 days, the balance probated, and alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, 4 weeks of anger management, no further contact with with Nathan Peters, stay away from the Virginia Avenue address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on probation. I am going to waive the fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, but you're going to have to be on probation for the entire 12 months. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Reese.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr. Reese.
Positions 28 and 29, Bonner.
That's going to have to be held.
Okay,
I'll talk. to you.
Mr. Ford needs to hold on that one. We're gonna move on to position 31, Wilson.
Okay, this is a negotiated plea.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson. I am Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Ms. Campbell, good morning. Is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Naomi Campbell on behalf of the state. And the negotiated plea in this matter is 12 months, serve 11 days, credit for the time already served, 11 days, the balance to be suspended.
Mr. Ford?
Yes, I've gone over this offer with my client. He's in agreement with it, Your Honor. Just want to make one correction. On the actual state all-purpose calendar, number 31, it's, his name is incorrect. It says Timothy, should be Timothy Wilson.
Thank you. We'll make a note of that.
All right.
Mr. Wilson, it's my understanding that in case 17 CR 012352B, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
no,
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
yes,
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
yes,
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
no.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Wilson. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All the cases I have is, Mr. McLean. Mr. McLean, you ready for your cases?
Yes. All right.
Position 11, Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Freeman, you were to be announced. You're going to decide one way or the other when I left you. Which way is it?
Good morning, Mr. McLean. What's the announcement on Mr. Freeman?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay,
Now, his bond situation is such that, am I correct, that bond was moot at this time because he has a probation matter?
all right, so this will be an arraignment this morning.
I would like to ask the court to consider, even though I think bond will not cause him to be out today, if the court could look at his bond and lower it to about $1,000, that would help him if he gets his probation revocation straight, which he's
Okay.
doing.
Let me get his arraignment done first, Mr. McLean, and then we'll address the bond issue, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Freeman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Freeman, you've been charged in case 22 CR 000678E with battery family violence, 2 counts. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Freeman? Guilty or not guilty? You will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you will get notification of your next hearing date. Good morning, Ms. Backus. Is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Can you tell me what the present bond is? And
The present bond is $6,000 surety bond. There's a $3,000 surety on each count. Your Honor, this incident occurred on January 7th of this year. An officer was dispatched to a call at 1710 Madrona Street Northwest. Upon arrival, the officer met with the victims, Asia O'Neill and Jabari Freeman. They stated that they got into a verbal argument with their father, the defendant, and that it then turned physical. He punched Asia in the mouth several times, busting her bottom lip, and then bit Jabari on the right side of his face, leaving visible marks on both of them. Their mom, Miss Erica O'Neill, then intervened and got the dispute to end. The defendant left the location and told officers, I guess he called while the officers were on the scene, and he said that he was not going to come back to the location. Our office did at one point speak with Miss O'Neill. She said the incident was a misunderstanding and that they didn't want no contact with the defendant. However, Your Honor, this defendant has 14 cycles, some of which is violence. He's got a simple assault going back to 1995, Your Honor. He's got several violent charges. 1995 simple assault, all the way down to 2011, where he's got a criminal attempt to commit armed robbery, possession of a firearm that went through diversion, second chance. So he took a plea on that, Your Honor. The state's concern, of course, is with the violent nature of the offense. Again, there were bite marks on the son's face, and he did punch his daughter twice, Your Honor. And so the state would ask that that surety bond would stay in place because he's got history with the criminal justice system, like I said, dating all the way back to 1995. He knows the repercussions of battery and battery family violence, which he's had before, Your Honor. And so we would ask that that surety bond stay in place.
Aside from this case, why is he in custody at the present time, Mr. McLean?
Well, I was thinking, I haven't been on Odyssey to see that, but he was thinking it was due to a probation revocation, but he's telling me that he completed all the requirements. So if there is to be a hearing, he feels that he will prevail.
Okay, why is he in custody at the present time? Has he been in custody since January 7th?
No, Your Honor. It appears that the defendant, like I said, he left the scene of the incident and would not come back. And so there was a warrant placed. So this is him meeting his, I think he was picked up on the warrant.
It was quite a gap.
Okay,
Okay, I told him.
all right, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, he would like to get back to his job. His job is, tell the court, please, what you do for a living.
Your Honor, I'm a supervisor at Shep Warehouse. I've been on my job for 5 years, Your Honor. I haven't been in any trouble in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years of 2011, what she was talking about, the criminal attempt when I took the second chance program.
No, I was just asking you about the job. So, Your Honor, he does have a job which obviously the supervisor is a substantial job, and it would be helpful to everyone involved if he could provide some of that income. Your Honor, if the wishes as expressed of not having no contact, I take that to mean the double negative would mean that no further violent contact would be suitable.
Yes.
Does he have a place to live?
I believe he does. I believe that's with a relative. We did discuss that.
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding, Your Honor, that the probation that they're talking about is 10 years old. I'm trying to make bond. I can make bond on the charges, Your Honor. It's just they're saying something about a probation hold that was 10 years ago. I haven't been in jail in 10 years. So I'm trying to figure out why they're holding me for a probation hold that this was 10 years ago.
Okay, what kind of a bond can he make, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, a $2,000 or $3,000 bond would be in a reasonable range. He was calling his family last night as we were talking, trying to see about the 6, but I was thinking it was 4 that he was calling about. But I'd say around the range of 2,000 would be suitable.
Well, I am just being told that he was picked up on a failure to appear from Judge Morrison. So apparently he failed to appear for some reason back in July on Judge Morrison's case. And you know how I feel about this, Mr. McLean. If it's Judge Morrison's case and she has issued this bond because of a failure to appear, he's going to have to go back to her to get this bond, to get that bond lowered. All right.
Understood.
Get it modified. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Freeman.
Position 16, Jones.
Good morning, Mr. Adams. This is your case.
What was the name, yeah?
Holland, position 15. Is
No.
that right?
16, Mondavius Jones.
Mondre.
Mondavius.
Yes, ma'am.
Position 16, Mondavius Jones. I have down that we need a breakout room. What's the issue?
Your Honor, I believe it is 15 that has Mr. Adams. Mondravius Jones was not available for interview yesterday due to certain staffing concerns.
Is this him seated beside you, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, he is. This is my
Okay.
baby. So I do need to interview him.
Okay. So-
Judge Morrow,
Yes.
Mondragus Jones is represented by attorney Maureen McLeod. He's a conflict case,
Oh, I do.
but she's in another courtroom this morning. So she's gonna let me know if they get done. And I think she's in Judge Taylor's courtroom. So she's gonna let me know if she can make the calendar. She's gonna send me an email to let me know.
I'll mark that appropriately on mine.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan.
Positions 12 and 13, Willie Grace.
That is also one that we need to break out.
I mean, you need to speak with him.
I mean, I can speak with him. I'm used to Zoom so much that I'm right here and talking about breakout room.
Okay.
They need to go, they're gonna talk with you, so go back home and have it slow down. Position 10, Mr. Durant.
That's a negotiated plea. Well, that would be I think he's going to change that to a non-negotiated plea and ask for a different program. Understand. Okay.
What's going on, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, it appears that he would not want to do the FVIP. It is 24 weeks and it's about $35 a week. It costs about $840. He says there's been no contact with this gentleman, Mr. Leroy Nellums, who used to be his mom, and hasn't been seen in years. So there'll be no contact, no chance of contact, apparently. They haven't heard from him in years and years. So I would propose that if it's a non-negotiated plea, that it be dropped down to either no program at all or a 8-week anger management.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about this case yet, so let's start from the top. Good morning, Mr. Duran. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Ms. Harrison. Would you mind giving me Mr. Durant's history, please?
Morning, Judge. One moment. Record indicates 4 cycles. Last arrest was October of this year for terroristic threats and acts. Record indicates that no disposition listed on that arrest, Judge. I show a conviction in 2017 for willful obstruction. I'm sorry. No, it was no cross. I'm not showing any convictions on his GCIC.
Okay. Ms. Backus?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on August 29th of 2016. An officer was dispatched to 2379 Abner Terrace Northwest in reference to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the victim, Mr. Leroy Nellums. Nellums is spelled Nelloms. He stated that he had gotten into a physical altercation with his stepson, the defendant. Mr. Nellums was originally in an argument with his wife, Ms. Tanisha Smith Nellums, at which time the defendant grabbed him from behind and slammed him on the ground. And then Mr. Nellums, in fear for himself, pulled out a pocket knife, and that's when the defendant fled the location. Your Honor, the state's offer on this one was 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit for time served, 15 days, balance probated, the FBIP, and the no further contact. As you heard, Your Honor, he was just arrested last month for terroristic threats. The FBIP is required. I hear Mr. McLean's argument that he wants an 8-week anger management, but FBIP is statutorily required for family violence charges, Your Honor. And so we would ask that even though the time is served, that he would complete the FBIP for this charge. Nothing further, Your Honor.
He's on a different floor.
Mr. McLean,
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nor.
you don't have anything to say regarding what Ms. Backus just said as far as this being statutorily required?
Ms. Backus may be well correct, Your Honor.
All right, so what does your client want to do if you don't have any argument with that? I mean,
He says he'll do it.
okay.
Exactly where we were last night, so it's fine.
All right, so I'm going to waive his fees though. To
Thank you.
help him out. And as soon as he completes the FFIP, it'll go to a non-reporting status.
That's much appreciated. That will help him out.
All right, Mr. Duran, it's my understanding that in case 16 CR 012980E, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Durant. I am going to waive the fees, probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And as soon as you complete the program, it will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good day, Mr. Durant.
You too. Have a good one. All right.
Position 5, Ms. Branch, 3 South.
Number is a negotiated plea. I believe I marked it, and if it hasn't changed, then that's what it is. Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. McLean, the court reporter will need you to speak up. Your voice is very muffled.
Let me get closer to this. That's a negotiated plea. I believe it's going to be time served, balance suspended.
Okay, and is this Mr. Branch in 3 South?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Branch. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Mr. Branch, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Backus?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer on this case is 12 months, 30 days to serve, credit for time served, 15 days, balance suspended, and stay away from the incident location, which is the Dunkin' Donuts located at 1302 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard. And the state would ask that the defense would stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID.
You'll unmute courtroom 2.
The defense does stipulate to those 3 elements, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, we ask the court to accept the plea as negotiated.
Mr. Branch, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 0060618, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, criminal trespass, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Branch, you know you can't go back to that Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
You too, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the South Annex. I have Mr. Adams' client in front of you, and that is position 15, Ms. Holland.
Okay, are you on video? Oh, there you go. I'm sorry, I couldn't find you. What position is it again?
15.
15, thank you. Mr. Adams, what are we gonna do with your client?
It's been a negotiated plea, Your Honor. I'm not sure. I think Mr. McLean might have met with her last night. He might have some paperwork. I'm not sure if he met with her or if he has paperwork.
Mr. McLean?
That's correct, Your Honor. Before I found out that she had private counsel, I did convey the state's offer to her. And I've known Mr. Adams for many years. If he needs me to help assist as local counsel for him to fill out the paperwork, I'd be glad to. Or, oh, no, I would not. I'm sorry. But we will, we'll just leave it at that, Your Honor. She knows the offer and
So you said you're not going to assist with the paperwork? Is that
I won't be doing that today, Your Honor, no.
okay? Mr. Adams, you're gonna have to get the paperwork done.
Right.
Okay, I appreciate him meeting with her yesterday. Thank you. Thank you much.
Right, it was inadvertent, but lucky. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Holland. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor. The negotiated terms are 12 months to serve 32 days, credit for time served 16 days with the balance probated, an 8-week anger management course, no further contact, and a stay away. The no further contact is with London Henry, both traditional spelling, and Journey Hardrick, Journi, last name Hardrick. And the stay away is from 1033 Hollywood Road Northwest, apartment F2.
Mr. Adams?
I believe that was a recommendation and we ask that you accept it, Your Honor, with the understanding it terminates after completion of the 8 weeks.
Any objection to termination, Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant has an open case, 18 SC 162357, cruelty to children, 2 counts of that, reckless conduct, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and false statement. While there's different children involved in that case, that shows the defendant has no regard for the court's rulings, bond conditions, anything like that. For that reason, the state asks that she remain on the probation for the entire 12 months.
All right, Mr. Adams, I'm gonna have it go non-reporting once she'll still be on probation, but she won't have to report once she completes the terms, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Holland, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007496J, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Holland. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And once you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Holland.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Wait a minute, Your Honor. Before defense is excused, are we emailing him the paperwork and he's going to take it to the jail, or what's going on with the paperwork?
Okay. Repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Well, how are we handling the paperwork situation? Mr.
Okay.
McLean said he wasn't doing your paperwork, so the paperwork still needs to be completed.
Okay. All right. I completed. Can you? Let's see.
I'll be glad to email it to you.
Yeah, email it to Levance.
I have your email.
You have my email? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Court appreciates it. Mr. Adams, if you will get that paperwork completed as soon as possible, as you know, that your client can't be let out until you complete the paperwork and I get it signed, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good afternoon.
Hmm.
Who do we have next?
Position number 14.
Okay.
South.
And this is gonna be an arraignment. This is Mr. McLean's case.
Yeah, he's right here, Judge.
Okay.
What case number are we on, Your Honor?
Position 14.
Got it. Okay, let's see, 14. That is a not guilty, Your Honor. That's Dominic Pegg.
Okay. And where is Mr. Haynes? Is he in 3 South?
3 South, yes, sir.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Haynes. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Haynes. You have been charged in case 22 CR 007454G with criminal trespass and theft by taking. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do. We have a copy.
How do you plead, Mr. Haynes? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Your Honor, this is the South Annex again with position number 2, Ms. Anderson.
This is going to be a negotiated plea, Mr. McLean.
Yes, Aviance Anderson wishes to plead guilty on a negotiated plea.
No.
I'm Judge Eric. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducted by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Who's presenting for the state?
For position 2, Your Honor,
Yes.
that will be my colleague, Attorney Bacchus.
My apologies, I did not hear the number.
You fine, Ms. Bacchus.
Are we at the point of me giving my offer, Your Honor?
Yes, we are.
Okay, my apologies. The state's offer is 12 months, 30 days to serve, credit for time served, 15 days, balance probated, a theft class, no further contact, stay away from the incident location, which is the Atlanta Dental Group at 1624 Piedmont Avenue Northeast. And we are asking for the restitution, Your Honor. However, we do not have the amount of the checks that were placed into the account.
Okay, well, I can't order her to have restitution unless she knows the restitution amount. So if we don't know the restitution amount, then they're gonna have to, I guess, go through a civil process. Have you been in touch with Atlanta Dental?
I did leave a message yesterday, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, we ask the court to accept the plea. She is remorseful and this will not occur again.
Ms. Anderson, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007511C, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You represented by counsel, satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, except for the restitution amount, which will not be required at this time. Good luck to you, Ms. Anderson.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Position 9, Mr. Dixon.
And this is also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Dixon. I am Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Dixon. Ms. Bacchus?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer is 12 months, 30 days to serve, credit for time served, 8 days, balance probated, and a theft class. And we would ask that the defense stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID.
We do stipulate to factual basis, venue, and identification.
Anything further, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, we just asked the court to accept the negotiated plea. He understands that there will be a couple extra days. When I say a couple, literally about 7. That the theft class will have a certain expense, and we've gone over how to find the class, pay for it, complete it, and prove it.
Any objection to termination, Ms. Bacchus, when the terms are complete?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Dixon, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 005027G, you wish to plead guilty to theft by conversion, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation, and when you complete the theft class, the probation will terminate, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Dixon.
All right.
Position 4 is next.
Okay.
2137. Okay, got it. Thank you.
I believe that's your position, McLean, not yours.
What number?
Position 4.
Yep.
I understand this is a negotiated plea.
Jarvis Anderson is a negotiated plea. Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Anderson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. You agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Swear.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Bacchus?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer is 12 months, 123 days to serve, credit for time served, 123 days. Balance probated, the FFIP, no further contact with Shuntavius Thompson. I believe that's spelled SHUNTAVIUS. Thompson is common spelling, and they stay away from the incident location, which is 1371 Kimberly Drive.
Was that Thompson with a P or not?
Oh, my apologies. So Thompson is spelled THOMPSON.
Thank you.
Fine.
Your Honor, we asked the court to accept the negotiated plea. We have discussed the length and expense of the FVIP, and he's understands it.
All right, Mr. Anderson, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007653D, you wish to plead guilty to simple assault, family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated. I am going to waive your probation fees while you're on probation and help you get and stay on your feet. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 19, Ms. Murray at the South Annex, Your Honor.
Standing, this is a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Murray. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Murray. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I swear.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Ms. Murray. Thank you. Ms. King?
Yes, it's 12 months to serve 36 days, credit for time served 18 days with the balance suspended, and a stay away from Fulton Industrial Boulevard.
Okay, anything further, Mr. McLean?
That is the agreement, Your Honor, and we stipulate to venue, ID, and factual basis.
Ms. Murray, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 005173C, you wish to plead guilty to one misdemeanor offense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I wish to plead guilty.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I'm satisfied.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Does anyone force you or coerce you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Murray. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Position 7 and 30.
Okay.
I believe there's going to be three cases, Your Honor, 7, 8, and 30.
7, 8, and 30.
7 and 8 and 30, same person.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is the one where last week, I think I was saying by heck or high water, we would figure out a way to talk about a program for him. I've since talked with his family about the program, and they provided his actual Anthem insurance forms or insurance card, and he can use that apparently to get some program. We don't have the program that he'll go into nailed down. She had one in mind, but it was too expensive, I heard the other day. So since the state has, by coincidence, since that time modified its offer to one where he can simply plead to it and find the program on his own. The plea includes certain classes, and that's entirely appropriate. We discussed all the facts in all three cases, and he wishes the court to accept a negotiated plea when the state lays it out.
Is Madam Interpreter needed on Mr. Chavez Vasquez?
Yeah. It's not the defendant so much that needs the interpreter, Your Honor. It was the family, if they were going to, if the family was going to be in the courtroom G33 to speak on it as well.
Yeah. Excuse me, Your Honor. My mom was gonna reach her right here. She was gonna come today.
Right. She was planning on being there in G33.
Yeah.
Is ANA?
They're on, Judge.
Oh, they've zoomed on. That's great.
All right, so
the mother will need an interpreter. The defendant's fine with his English. He was born here.
So will the mother need an interpreter just to address the court, or are we going to interpret the entire session for her? If we're going to interpret the entire session, then we'll need to start doing that right now.
I think because of the nature of her comment, it won't really be necessary for what we're doing. I think we'll be fine, and I'll just ask the interpreter to give her the result, and I think she'll be very happy with it.
Thank you.
All right, could you go ahead and do that now, Madam Interpreter? Just let them know that if they would like to speak at some point, we'll give them that opportunity, and that you will let them know the outcome when the cases are complete.
Vamos a tener esta audiencia y voy a darle el resultado de lo que ordene el señor juez al final de la audiencia.
Gracias.
De
Okay.
nada, señor.
Ask them if they can hear you. I don't know if,
Yeah.
I don't get, I didn't get-
Can you give me the name to call? Anybody knows the name?
Ana.
Ana, ¿está usted, Ana, aquí? Ana,
What's the name of your mother?
Ana, Nina.
Oh,
Ana, Nina.
ask them if they can hear you.
¿me pueden escuchar?
Sí.
Okay, so it appears that they can. Thank you.
All right.
All
I see, Your Honor, I see Ana on one of the,
Right, yes.
they have a mask.
Yeah.
¿Me puede escuchar?
Sí.
No, no le pregunto a usted, señor. ¿Me puede escuchar, Ana? No le escuchamos a usted. Tiene el teléfono, el micrófono apagado. Tiene que hacer. All right. Okay, here we go. We're fine now.
Mr. Chavez Vasquez, I'm Judge Eric Moore. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes,
Señor, usted habla inglés.
Yes, he
Sorry,
speaks.
he does.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Campbell, is this your case?
Your Honor, I do have position 30, and I believe ASG Backus has the other two positions.
Okay, so let's start with position 7, then go to position 8, then go to position 30, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. On position 7, the state's offer was 12 months to serve, 39 days, credit for time served, 39 days, balance probated, and a theft class.
Can you
Position
please repeat it, Your Honor, so I can give it to?
The state's offer is 12 months to serve, 39 days, credit for time served, 39 days, balance probated, theft class.
Thank you.
All right, position 8.
The state's offer on this one, Your Honor, is time served. Let me actually look up the days. Time served and balance suspended. Give me one moment, Your Honor.
I believe he served 37 days so far, or I'm not sure if it's the same on both cases.
I'm trying to pull it up now. Give me a second. I believe that's correct, Your Honor. It looks like it's 37 days on both. So even with the first one, we can amend that on the record. I said 39. It should be 37 for both.
Okay.
Judge Morrow?
Yes.
So he only served 2 days on this current case.
Let's see.
On 5/3/2022 to 5/4/2022. So if you put 37 days on this, he's gonna have extra time to serve.
How many days has he served, Mr. Jordan?
He only served 2 days on case number 22CR 002692D. He is currently holding on the other 2 cases. So he is not holding on this particular case. So if you make it say 37 days, he's gonna have extra time to do.
Understood. I'm showing, okay, so yesterday, or okay, so for 5/3 is the only day that I showed that he served on this one, Your Honor. I was assuming he was being held on all. So is he not, so there have not been days that have been accumulating since he was picked up on this?
Not on this particular case. He's currently holding on case 22CR 006834Y, which is position 7. And
Okay,
he's holding on position 30, which is case 22 CR 001-474Y.
so Your Honor, either way, we can do the 1 day and credit for time served 1 day because it is a time served offer.
Okay. So why can't we do 2 days and 2 days?
That's
Um,
right, Your Honor. For that second position, 2 days, time
Okay.
served.
So, for position 7, it's 37, 37. For position 8, it's 2 days, 2 days, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. And let's move on to position 30. Ms. Campbell.
Yes, Your Honor. The negotiated plea for position 30 is 12 months to serve 45 days, credit for the time served 37 days, the balance to be probated. The state is also recommending, or the state has also asked that the defendant be instructed to stay away from the Walmart located at 970 Mansell Road, and that he be instructed to complete an anti-theft class.
All right, so he's already completing an anti-theft class for position 7. Do you want him to complete 2 anti-theft classes, or it's just the 1 class that goes along with all charges?
One class that goes along with all charges, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, anything further before I go to Mr. McLeod, Ms. Backus, or Ms. Campbell?
Excuse me, look, I got my defender, so she can sign for me.
Hold on, Mr. Chavez Vasquez. We'll be with you. You have Mr. McLean is there representing you. Okay, so he'll speak on behalf. If you have any questions, I'll let you ask him. Okay, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, the elements described in the offer are what we expected. He asked the court to accept his negotiated plea. I was telling him basically the jail portion of each would be time served. There would be an anti-theft class, stay away from the Walmart. He probably does need a good break from the court if possible on finance. So if the court could waive some probation fees, that would be super. He's going to have to pay for this. He's going to find and pay for the anti-theft class. And I have instructed him that if he does not have a place to live with his mom, then he and I have talked about him living at the Gateway Shelter. And that would be his mail contact as well.
All right, so we're gonna have to get an address for him. There have been complaints from probation that if he doesn't have a place to live, then they don't have a way to contact him. So we're gonna have to have a place for him to be contacted, Mr. McLean.
He'll be, as they say, laying his head at Gateway, but his mother is a good contact for receiving mail. He can call his mother every day and ask, do I have any mail?
Okay, all right, so as long as we get that address to probation. All right, if nothing further, Mr. Chavez Vasquez, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 006834Y, you wish to plead guilty to 2 counts of theft by taking. In case 22 CR 002692D, you wish to plead guilty to 1 count of theft by taking. And in case 22 CR 001474Y, you wish to plead guilty to 1 count of theft by shoplifting. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I wish to plead guilty, and I got my defender for me, so he can sign for me.
Thank you, sir. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir. No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir. I'm very happy with it.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up the right to a trial by jury? You don't want a trial by jury?
I do agree. I do agree.
You don't want a trial by jury, is that correct?
Is that a?
You have a right to a trial by jury. Because you're pleading guilty, you're giving up the right to a trial by jury.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the pleas as negotiated. Mr. Chavez Vasquez, I'm gonna waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation. And when you complete the terms of the probation, they will go to a non-reporting status. It is also, just so that we have it on the record that Mr. Chavez has a felony hold with no bond. So although he's pled to these charges, he still has to deal with those charges.
Yes.
All right, so good luck to you, Mr. Chavez Vasquez. Madam Interpreter, if you would like to explain to Ms. Anna what's going on, you can do that now. Make sure that she can hear you, please.
Señora Ana, para el cargo del caso número 22CR006834Y, son una sentencia de 12 meses, a servir 12 meses, pero 37 días. Lo que queda, él debe cumplirlo bajo probatoria y le darán crédito por tiempo servido de 37 días. Para el caso, el segundo, también son 12 meses de sentencia a servir 45 días, dándole crédito de 37. Lo que queda deberá cumplirse bajo libertad probatoria y debe mantenerse fuera, alejado, distante del Walmart localizado en el 970 de Mansell Road. Después tiene otra instrucción que debe cumplir, que es una clase que será una sola para todos los cargos, y es de una clase para aprender a no robar, pero él tiene una detención de delito mayor, lo que no le va a permitir tener fianza, no tiene fianza todavía.
¿Cuál es el delito mayor?
What is the felony in his case?
It is a second-degree burglary.
Es entrada ilícita con fines ilegales.
And he received a no bond status on that on October the 11th.
Y esto se decidió el 11 de octubre. La detención.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Gracias, señora.
De nada.
¿Tiene alguna pregunta? No, I think they're fine, Your Honor. Perdón. Can they be dismissed?
They can be excused. Thank you.
Señora Ana, puede retirarse de la plataforma de Zoom.
All right. Do we need Madam Interpreter for any other cases today? Okay. Thank you. We appreciate your help as always.
You're welcome, sir. Have a good day. Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Position 20, Reese South.
This is Mr. Ford's case.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And what are we doing with Mr. Olive today?
All right, Mr. Olive, what position is he, Your Honor? Yeah.
Position 20.
Your Honor, get all my notes. I was hoping to pre-try this case with the solicitor. I did send an email last night asking that my client was prepared to plead, but there's, as you can see, there's a number of charges, and there were a number of DUI charges that we thought were duplicate, that we'd asked to have null pros, but we're not, I don't think we're ready for this case. I'd like to talk to someone from the solicitor's office before we move forward. And also, Your Honor, there was not an incident report on this particular case. And so it was hard for me to go ahead and explain why there were so many DUIs, because we didn't have the incident report, Your Honor. There's only accusations.
The incident report has been emailed to Attorney Ford and Attorney McLean.
Okay.
And the plea offer is just for one DUI. The other DUI counts will either merge or we can all process whatever the pleasure of the court.
Yeah, because we had asked for the DUI with this drugs and alcohol and per se to be null pros.
As long as he pleads to a DUI, you can pick whichever one you like.
And but those were the two that we'd have to be null pros.
Okay, well, they have that they're gonna null pros those DUIs. The first DUI on the list is for less safe. So I've got down DUI, less safe, speeding, failure to maintain lane, reckless driving. Too fast for conditions.
All right. So the state would proffer to the court that we can merge those charges, and the other DUIs we can null pros.
So he'd only be pleading guilty to the less safe.
That's the state's understanding if the defense is amenable.
Mr. Ford, are you still gonna need to speak with your client? He will only be required to plead guilty to one DUI, which would be the less safe. All other charges will be null pros.
All right. Yeah, I did speak with Mr. Olive last night. And did you understand that, Mr. Olive?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you prepared to plead to the DUI?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. We can move forward with that understanding, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Good morning, Mr. Olive. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor. The negotiated terms are for the DUI less safe, 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days with the balance probated, alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, risk reduction course, VIP, 40 hours of community service and a $300 fine, and we will null pros all other charges.
Ford?
Your Honor, we do concur with the offer of the state, and we do stipulate to the factual basis venue and ID.
Mr. Olive, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 008768E, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Olive. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 18, Mallory.
What's the announcement on Mr. Mallory?
It's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Mallory. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Mallory.
Your Honor, and I did somewhat misspoke. I did talk with Mr. Mallory this morning, and we do have the issue with the 12 weeks of anger management. We're asking for that to be reduced to 4, but that's the only issue, Your Honor.
What's his, Ms. Harrison, what's the history?
One moment, Judge. Is this position 18?
Yes.
Sure.
28 cycles. Last arrest was April of 2021, battery, aggravated assault in Fulton County. 1 second.
That battery is a conviction, Your Honor.
One moment, I apologize. Yes, that was a conviction in Fulton County. Record indicates a 2019 disorderly conduct conviction, also out of Fulton County. Additional 2013 simple battery and theft by taking conviction.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Harrison. I appreciate it. Mr. Ford, I'm going to require the 12 weeks of anger management if he's going to plead guilty.
Your Honor, I did want to state that my client is residentially challenged. Will be staying at Gateway. He has no income. I did find a 4-week anger management course for about $25. So that's what reason we're asking for it to be reduced from 12 to 4.
Again, because of his history, he'll be on probation. I'm going to require the 12 weeks of anger management.
Are you okay? All right, we can move forward, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. King?
The negotiated terms are 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days with the balance probated, 12-week anger management course, no further contact and a stay away. That is no further contact with Asma Farouk, ASMA, last name FARRUKH, and a stay away from 1341 Metropolitan Parkway Southwest.
Mr. Ford?
Yes, Your Honor, we do concur with the recommendation of the state, and we do waive the factual basis venue and ID.
All right. Mr. Mallory, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007498E, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery. Is that correct?
Right.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Okay.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mallory. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation, and when you complete the course, it'll go to a non-reporting status. Okay? Good luck to you, sir.
Position 17.
This is a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Lester. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor, the negotiated terms are 12 months to serve 58 days, credit for time served 29 days with the balance probated, a family violence intervention program, no further contact and a stay away. That no further contact is with Shiana Velasquez, SHEONNA, last name VELAZQUEZ, and the stay away is from 1019 Washington Street Southwest, apartment 8.
Mr. McLean?
We ask the court to accept the negotiated plea that is accurate.
Mr. Lester, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007060J, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Lester, I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Position 28 and 29, Bonner.
What is the announcement?
Give me a moment, Your Honor. It's going to be a negotiated plea, Your Honor. We understand that if my client pleads to position 28, that the position 29 will be null process dismissed.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Varner. I'm Judge Eric Morris. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Varner? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor. The negotiated plea as to position 28 is that the defendant is to serve 12 months, serve 18 days, and he's supposed to receive credit for the time he's already served for 14 days. The balance is to be probated. He's also to complete a 6-week anger management course. He's also to have no further contact with the victim in this matter, Nadia Holmes. And Nadia's name is spelled Nadia. He's also to stay away from 2471 Old National Parkway, which is a Red Roof Inn. And pursuant to the plea negotiation in position 28, the state has agreed to null pros the FTA matter in position number 29.
Mr. Ford?
Yes, Your Honor, we ask that you accept the negotiated plea and ask that you waive any probation fees for my client at this time, and after he completes his condition, we ask that his probation be terminated.
Any objection to termination, Ms. Campbell?
Court's indulgence, let me look at his history 1 second. I would be objecting to the probation being terminated early.
Okay, it can go to a non-reporting status, Mr. Ford.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Varner, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 002457D, you wish to plead guilty to battery substantial physical harm. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Yes, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Varner. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Varner.
Position 24, 25, Sims.
I have that 24 and 25 is reset. Is that not the case?
No, Your Honor, we had some issues trying to see Mr. Sims last night, but I was able, that's why I'm here at the jail today, Your Honor. Well, I was able to speak with Mr. Sims, and we're prepared to move forward with asking for a not guilty at this time and a bond hearing.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Sims. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Is that a yes?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Sims, you've been charged in case 22 FTA 0000022 with failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge. And in case 20 CR 005106F with carrying a concealed weapon. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. Ford?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
How do you plead to these charges, Mr. Sims, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What's the current bond?
There's a 1,000 surety on the 20 CR 005106F, and there is currently no bond on the FTA. And the state requests that the case be sent to the division judge for bond modification. And we ask the 1,000 surety to remain as set. The defendant has 3 open cases, a driving while license suspended from GSP from June of last year. He has 22 CR 004567, an obstruction. He's out on bond on a signature bond from that. He was released on July 16th of this year. And he has an open felony case, 22 CP 205883. He is out on a 15,000 surety for that case. He has violated his bond on all of those cases. For that reason, we're asking that the bonds remain as set.
So he had an FTA with the division judge for the carrying a concealed weapon. Is that what you're telling me, Ms. King?
That is correct, Your Honor.
You know how I feel about that, Mr. Ford, that he can go back. If he wants to seek a bond modification, he'll have to go back to the division judge.
Your Honor, I just had a couple things to bring to your attention. We, in looking at the record, that on 8/8, my client, a letter was sent to 1105 Carrington Parkway, Jonesboro 30236, and that was returned. That was an address that then my client there was also on 8/12, there was a letter, a notification for him to come to court sent to 110 Halifax Drive in Griffin, Georgia, and that was returned as well, Your Honor. We're seeking a signature bond on this case due to the fact that this is really not a chargeable offense, due to the fact that carrying a concealed weapon is not a crime at this time. So we're asking for a signature bond so my client can be released and come back to court and deal with the fact that he is 22 years old and this offense is not a crime at this time.
This is the prosecution.
Oh, my apologies.
Can be prosecuted. The law is not retroactive. He does have 2 FTAs, and as far as the address or the notice being sent back, it's the defendant's responsibility to update his current address with the clerk's office. So that's the state's response.
Your Honor, I think Mr. Howard may want to say something at this time.
If I might, Judge, I would disagree with Mr. Walker, Judge. At the time of prosecution, at the time of conviction, just like with many other offenses, it's a matter of today, at the point that he's being prosecuted, if this is a crime and it's not. I mean, he can admit to everything in the accusation and not be guilty of a crime. He's allowed to have a concealed weapon as an adult, because he doesn't meet any of the conditions that would disqualify him, such as being a convicted felon. Things of that nature would prevent him from being able to carry a concealed weapon. But this is one of a long class of cases that ultimately the state cannot prove, Judge, and will not be able to prosecute. But they're unwilling to get rid of them at this stage, and that's their decision. But we would ask the court to take that into account, that they can't prove this. It's no longer a violation of the law because of the recent change that we all know about. So because of that, in spite of everything else, we'd ask for a signature bond, Judge.
Your Honor, the state would disagree. The offense date is October of 2020. And at that time, Your Honor, the law had not changed. And at that time, it was still a crime. So the state contends that we are moving forward. We have sent this case to Solicitor Gamage personally, and he stated that is our offer, and we are moving forward with prosecution with this case.
Do we have his correct address? What was the issue with the address? I mean, it was returned. Was it sent to the proper address that we had for him? Did he not update his address? What was the problem?
At this time, Your Honor, he did. I think his mother stays at one of the addresses, and it should have stayed there because he does pick up mail there. but he has given me his new address at this time at 7235 George Way in Morrow, Georgia. So we are just unclear at this time as to why that the August, I think it was 12th letter did not reach him, and why, and because he would have then got the information and came to court. So at this point, Your Honor, that's why we feel that the signature bond should be granted this time.
Your Honor, the state also contends he is out on a signature bond, violated that bond, was then for another felony case given a surety bond and violated that bond as well. So for that reason, also, Your Honor, he should not get the benefit of another signature bond. It is a privilege and not a right, Your Honor, and he's already abused that right.
All right, so Mr. Ford, Mr. Howard, as long as we have a good address for him, and that address is provided, I'm going to give him one additional opportunity based on the totality of the circumstances here. And no one has spoke to the failure to appear, but just didn't, as such, it's going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail for that charge. And for the carrying a concealed weapon, the good bond is going to be converted to a signature bond, $1,000 SOB through the jail, with all the conditions that the previous bond had on it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Sims, I'm giving you the opportunity based on the totality of your circumstances here, but if you don't show up for another court hearing, or if you move and don't give the court your address, you won't get the benefit of getting a signature bond the next time you show up. You understand me?
Sure.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Excuse me, Judge. Do you
Yes.
mind repeating position number 25?
It's going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail.
Thank you.
Ms. Strong, do you have his previous bond? And Mr. Ford is gonna, you all are gonna have to, you all are going to have to prepare that bond modification. So I need for you to make sure that you have whatever conditions were on that previous bond on this new bond modification.
So you're getting granted signature bonds on both 24 and 25, Your Honor?
That was your request, wasn't it?
Yep, that was.
Yes, okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll prepare you.
Who do we have next?
Position 3, Anderson. That's yours, McLean.
Several Andersons today.
This is Henry Anderson.
And this is gonna be a plea, it's my understanding.
Yes, that's correct. It's a negotiated plea.
Good morning, Mr. Anderson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Backus.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer on this is for count 1, 12 months probation and a $200 fine, and no pros count 2.
I have hit and run, failure to render aid, giving false information to law enforcement, and no driver's license.
I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't make the note, but we did discuss that for count 3. It would also be the 12 months probation. So 12 months probation on count 1 and count 2, or count 1 and count 3, and no pros count 2.
Okay, so you're not processing the giving false information to law
That is
enforcement?
correct.
Okay, all right, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, in our discussion, that actually is our understanding of it, because we saw that it was non-pros count 2. So he's pleading guilty to count 1 and 3, and we asked the court to accept the negotiated plea.
And the probation will terminate when he pays the $200.
Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Anderson, it's my understanding that in case 14 CR 000739, you wish to plead guilty to hit and run and no driver's license. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Anderson. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Judge, what's the credit for time served?
Do we know how much time he served, Ms. Backus?
1 second, Your Honor, let me pull up the calendar.
Calendar, of course, indicates, Your Honor, if I may, 8 days back in
8 days.
Right.
8 days, credit for time served, 8 days, and the probation will terminate when he pays the $200. Okay, who do we have next?
Positions 12 and 13, Willie Grace.
Did the defense request a breakout for this position?
Oh, I'm sorry, we've spoken to him. That's ready for negotiated plea. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Grace. I am Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Backus?
Yes, Your Honor, for position 12, the state's offer is 12 months, 32 days to serve, credit for time served, 16 days, balance probated, 12 weeks anger management, and no further contact. With the victim, Sonia Hooks. And for position 13, the FTA, we are no crossing that charge. I do have the no cross order that I will submit. I just need to know who to submit it to.
Ms. Strong is with me this morning. Okay. Let's see, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, if I may reach over here. That is the negotiated plea, and we ask the court to accept that. Your Honor.
He said probation will terminate at the time.
Mr. Grace, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 001008D, you wish to plead guilty to battery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Grace. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation. Is there any objection, Ms. Backus, to termination once he completes the terms?
No, Your Honor.
And the probation will terminate once you complete the terms, Mr. Grace, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Position 16, Mr. Jones. This is Ms. McLeod's case. I'm not sure if she's available.
Have we heard anything from Ms. McLeod as of yet?
Not yet, Judge.
Okay, we'll have to wait till we get to the end of the calendar. If we get to the end of the calendar and she's not with us, then we'll have to reset him until next week.
This is my last case here in courtroom 2, Judge.
Okay. I hate to reset Mr. Jones until next week because this is a time served plea. As such, given that we've completed courtroom 2, let's reset him until Thursday to give Ms. McLeod the opportunity to represent him. Okay.
We're completed here in courtroom 2, Judge.
All right. So we do have some. Let's see. What are we going to do with position number 1?
Your Honor, that was a declined interview. So if we could reset that, and I'll attempt again to see if the person would be willing to be interviewed.
Reset until next Tuesday.
That's fine. Yes, Your Honor.
That's the 22nd, I believe. Position 27, Robert Thrasher. Have we, I don't have that we've dealt with Mr. Thrasher.
No, we haven't handled that matter, Your Honor. It's supposed to be a non-negotiated plea.
Do we know where he is?
He's on 3 North, Judge. We still have officers roving on the floors.
Okay, all right, very good, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate the help today. We will see you this afternoon.
Yes,
Hold
thank
on.
you, Judge.
So is Mr. Thrasher not going to?
The officer has to do him on the floor. You still need to speak with him?
I don't have to speak with it, because that was, I have a signed plea form for Mr. Thrasher. I think it's a time served. I think it's time served. Yeah, it was time served. The only issue we had with that one was the 8 weeks of anger management, 8 weeks of anger management, but Mr. Thrasher should be here.
Okay, so it's my understanding that we're gonna see him at another location, but I guess since counsel is there in courtroom 2, they'll have to remain until he gets on camera, is that right?
That is correct,
Oh, okay,
Judge.
okay, I thought we were done, that's fine.
No.
No, okay, all right, I just wanted to make that clear, or to make sure that we were all clear with that, so. While we're waiting for Mr. Thrasher, I'm not sure how long that would take. Do you want to go through the calendar, Ms. Strong?
Sure.
Okay, let me tell him. Judge, that's gonna be a reset.
Sure is.
For Mr. Thrasher.
Okay,
Is there a reason that we can't see Mr. Thrasher?
He's a MH.
Huh?
He's a 24. He's a 24.
No?
Judge, the supervisor will not allow him to,
okay, so
so.
can we reset him for Thursday? Is that okay, Mr. Ford?
That's fine, Your Honor. That's fine.
So that's gonna be the 17th. All right. Mr. McLean and Mr. Ford, we're gonna go over the calendar, given that we're complete. Are you all gonna go over the calendar with us from courtroom 2?
Yes, yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make. All right. Ms. Strong, when you are ready.
Okay. Hold on. All right, sorry about that, Your Honor.
You're fine. Is everyone ready now?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Position number 1 is reset for November the 22nd, SAP. Position number 2 was a plea. Position number 3, 4, and 5 are a plea. Position number 6 was released. Position number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are pleas. Position number 13 was null pros.
I think 11 was an arraignment, was it not?
I think 11 was the.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Position number 11 was arraigned, not guilty, reset jail jury. Position number 12 was a plea. Position number 13 was null pros. Position number 14 was a not guilty plea, arraigned, reset jail jury. Position number 15 was a plea. Position number 16 is reset for Thursdays, SAP. Position number 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 were all pleas. Position number 23 was reset, defendant was released. Position number 4 was a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. I said 20. Position number 25 was arraigned, not guilty, reset for a jury trial, $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Position number 26 was released. Position number 27 was reset for Thursdays, SAP. Position number 28 was a plea. Position number 29 was null pros. Position number 30 and 31 were pleas. Any questions?
No question.
All right, very good. I appreciate everyone. I will see you next Tuesday and have a good rest of your day. Well, please get all your paperwork to Ms. Strong as soon as possible so that she can get it to me and we can get that signed and entered, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Ford, Mr. Ford,
Yes.
was that you that said you needed the bond order?
For Sims?
No, we'll send it to you.
No, Judge wanted all the conditions to remain the same, so I was trying to see.
Okay.
And
I heard he is,
and Judge, I was looking on Odyssey to see what the conditions were. I don't see a bond order that has conditions.
I got it. It's under the 20 MAGC case. The case number is 20 MAGC
Okay,
04437.
okay, I'll pattern whatever's under that bond order.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
all right, thank you.
All right. You all have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Have a good one. Man, what I knock on my door,